In the vast expanse of the Imperium, before the saga of Paul Atreides and the tumultuous events on Arrakis, there existed a legacy shrouded in darkness and ambition. The early history of House Harkonnen. Long before Baron Vladimir Harkonnen wielded his insidious influence, his ancestors laid the foundations of a dynasty built on cunning, ruthlessness, and an insatiable thirst for power. The origins of House Harkonnen trace back to the harsh world of Giedi Prime, a planet as unforgiving as the family that ruled it. The Harkonnens were not always the formidable force they would become. Their rise was a calculated ascent through the labyrinth of imperial politics and interstellar commerce. In the early days of the Imperium, the Harkonnen family was one among many noble houses vying for prominence. It was Baron Harkonnen, a shrewd and calculating patriarch who first recognized the potential of exploiting the vast resources of Giedi Prime. Under his leadership, the planet's industries expanded exponentially, delving into mining, manufacturing, and the production of war materiel. The once green world transformed into a sprawling industrial complex, its skies darkened by smoke, its lands scarred by relentless extraction. Abulurd's methods were ruthless. He imposed harsh regimes on the planet's population, enforcing strict labor systems that bordered on slavery. The citizens of Giedi Prime toiled endlessly under the watchful eyes of Harkonnen overseers, their lives deemed expendable in the pursuit of wealth and power. This systemic oppression became a hallmark of the Harkonnen legacy, a testament to their disregard for morality in favor of ambition. As wealth flowed into House Harkonnen's coffers, so too did influence. They invested heavily in the Chom Company, the Combin Honeti Oberadvancer Mercantiles, the Universal Development Corporation that controlled the economy of the Imperium. Through strategic alliances and calculated betrayals, the Harkonnens secured lucrative contracts, further entrenching their position within the imperial elite. One of the most significant turning points in their ascent was their involvement with the secretive Bene Gesserit sisterhood. Recognizing the value of genetic manipulation and the potential of producing a Kwisatz Haderach, the Harkonnens entered into clandestine agreements with the Bene Gesserit. Their lineage became part of the sisterhood's breeding program, intertwining their fate with the mysterious and influential order. However, the relationship between House Harkonnen and the Bene Gesserit was fraught with tension. The Harkonnens resented the sisterhood's manipulations, viewing them as meddling in affairs they sought to control. This animosity sowed seeds of distrust that would later blossom into open hostility, particularly under the reign of future Harkonnen leaders. In the shadows, the Harkonnens also nurtured alliances with other powerful entities. They forged connections with the Sardaukar, the Padishah Emperor's elite military force, notorious for their brutality and effectiveness. While the Sardaukar were loyal to the Emperor, the Harkonnens provided resources and intelligence, subtly influencing the deployment of these fearsome soldiers to serve their own ends. The Harkonnen legacy was further solidified through acts of treachery and sabotage against rival houses. They mastered the art of subterfuge, employing spies and assassins to undermine their enemies. Political marriages were arranged not for love, but for advantage, binding other families to their will or setting them up for downfall. The Harkonnens reveled in the intricate dance of deception, always staying one step ahead. Amidst this rise, whispers spread of the Harkonnens' involvement in darker practices. Rumors spoke of experiments conducted in secret laboratories deep beneath Giedi Prime's surface. It was said that they delved into forbidden technologies and ancient lore, seeking ways to extend life, enhance abilities, and control minds. These endeavors were often aided by renegade members of the Suk school, individuals who violated their conditioning for promises of power and wealth. The culmination of their ascent was marked by the emergence of Dimitri Harkonnen, a visionary whose ambition surpassed even that of his predecessors. Dimitri envisioned an empire within an empire, a dominion where the Harkonnens reigned supreme without the oversight of the Landsraad or the Emperor. He intensified the exploitation of Giedi Prime, turning it into a fortress world capable of supporting vast armies and fleets. Under Dimitri's guidance, the Harkonnens invested heavily in the development of advanced weaponry and ships. They experimented with new forms of propulsion and armaments, aiming to outclass any potential adversary. Dimitri's policies were not without cost. The already oppressed population of Giedi Prime suffered even greater hardships. Rebellions were crushed without mercy, and dissent was met with swift and brutal retaliation. The Harkonnens' influence extended to the Missionaria Protectiva, the Bene Gesserit's program of religious engineering. They manipulated myths and prophecies on primitive worlds to pave the way for future control. This manipulation of belief systems demonstrated the Harkonnens' willingness to exploit every avenue to secure their dominance. Despite their growing power, the Harkonnens were ever wary of House Atreides, a noble family renowned for their honor and the loyalty they inspired. The Atreides' popularity among the great houses and their close relationship with the Emperor posed a potential threat. The seeds of enmity between the two houses were sown long before Baron Vladimir's vendetta, rooted in competition for favor and influence within the Imperium. As generations passed, the Harkonnens continued to amass power, their legacy becoming synonymous with fear and oppression. The once minor house had transformed into a formidable force, its name spoken in hushed tones across the galaxy. The foundations laid by ancestors like Abulurd and Dimitri set the stage for the dark reign of Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, a man who would elevate the family's malevolence to new heights. The early history of House Harkonnen is a chronicle of ambition unchecked by conscience, of power pursued without restraint. Their rise serves as a stark contrast to the nobler paths of other houses, highlighting the perilous allure of dominance and the corrupting influence of absolute power. In the shadows of the Imperium, the Harkonnens plotted and schemed, their actions rippling through history and setting the course for the monumental events that would unfold on the sands of Arrakis. Their legacy is a testament to the darkness that can fester when ambition eclipses morality, a cautionary tale woven into the very fabric of the Dune universe. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the depths of House Harkonnen's sinister past. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment.